Hi, Spout Loreans. Abdul here with a quick pre-show announcement. If you haven't heard, this coming Monday, August 26th, is the day that we will be launching the first season of our bonus show, Mallbrats, on a brand new public feed with newly scored and remastered episodes. Launch week is going to be pretty huge, with a brand new episode dropping every day. And we're also doing a collab with our friend, the incredibly talented artist, Casey Golden, where she'll be drawing the Cool Treat Kids in her own amazing style. Launch weeks are hugely important for new shows, so we're asking all our listeners to please go and subscribe to the new feed, which is live right now. And when that first episode drops, listen, rate, review, all that good stuff. We genuinely love this show so much, and we think you'll love it too. We're also going to be doing a bunch of launch week giveaways for listeners of the new show, where we'll be giving away custom Spout Lore merch packages from our friends at Fantasy by Numbers, with amazing pins and ornaments and coasters, all with custom Spout Lore art on them. And also, one lucky listener will win the one-of-a-kind Cool Treat Kids character art that Casey is creating. If you'd like to enter to win Casey's gorgeous artwork or any of the amazing merch packages that we're giving away, all you have to do is click the link in the show notes and head over to the new feed and subscribe. Then, when the first episode drops on Monday, rate and review 5 stars or more, and make sure you sign the review with your Discord or social handle so we can find you to give you your amazing Spout Lore memorabilia. From everyone here at Spout Lore, thank you so much. We hope you like the new show. Hey, Tuck here, telling you to donate to spoutlore.com/money please, or patreon.com/spoutmore for more of this. I'm doing an act out, but you can't see it.
Below the table.
Show me your hands right now.
No, I'm still doing it.
Show me your hands right now. No. Why? Because I'm masturbating.
Gather round, friends, let me tell you a tale of 3 heroes, noble and bold. A brute, a druid, and a thief who is but 9 years old. You know them by name, you know them by deed. Their quests are famously daring. So here I sit, singing to you an adventure that is worth sharing. Tuck is the brute, he knows not his home, he loves to sing and fight. Fingers half elf, he shifts his shape and wields a spear with great might. Billy's a thief, his tiny size does mask the largest heart. Best and brightest they may not be, but their friendship outweighs their smarts. So gather round, friends, and listen close, for the tale's about to start.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Spout Lore. I'm your game master, Shawn O'Hara. Joining me, as always, playing Tacoma Dome, the Barbarian, Abdul Aziz.
So long, Fuck.
Come on, man.
Seriously?
You
were so stupid sometimes.
You got a fat jug of Energy C powder.
I'm just going to take a quick photo of this.
Don't record my shame.
So much vitamin C.
Nice.
Playing Ving, the half-elf druid, Paul Oppers.
I never want to forget the time that Abdul was wrong. That was a compliment.
I know.
And playing Fat Billy, the halfling thief, Jessica Ty.
Also, good evening.
When last we left our heroes, they took off into the forest. The hordes of vigils, elven forces, and nobility at their heels. With some quick and canny illusion work, the pursuers were led astray into the trees, and the party continued jogging through the forest, realizing if we're going to be running, this is going to take a long time because this forest is big. So what we should do is get some mounts. They ascended into the canopy, attempting to tame the hulking, adorable creatures known as tree gliders, meeting one young tree glider named Clarence, who agreed to help on the condition that you all helped free some tree gliders from the clutches of the elves themselves. Clarence took you back to Vigil, finding a sort of hanging stable in the branches where many tree gliders slept and rested, including a stable boy who Tuck rock bottomed from the top rope, leaping out of the canopy the minds of the listeners being filled with all of the incredible tasks that he has performed in his life and all of the charity that he has provided. Just before landing his powerful punishing blow, Tuck saw the good in his eyes, made a connection, asked if he wanted his tree gliders to be free, to which he agreed. Ving and Billy and Tuck all made a speech explaining how beautiful freedom could be to these war gliders, finishing it off with a mighty uniting call from Clarence, the baby tree glider. The war gliders agreed. So you took to their backs and they took to the trees and the skies, emerging into the night, free at last. And that is where we find ourselves now, plummeting back towards the canopy because they glide, they don't fly.
Updraft.
And then like leaves in your faces. But now you're in the branches and the boughs.
Can we convince them to take us to the heart tree at the middle of the forest that has the obsidian in it?
You can try.
Okay. I'm on the back of the big guy, right?
Yes, yeah.
What was that guy's name?
They were not given names.
Oh, shit. So I talked to this guy and I'm like, hey, dude, what do you want your name to be?
I haven't considered what my nom de plume should be.
You should name yourself Black Spire. That's a really cool name.
All right, Black Spire it is.
Wait, is that going to be really confusing for listeners?
I mean, yeah, of course it is.
What about Black Spire the second?
Oh, yeah. You should call yourself Black Spire 2.
Sir, yes, sir. Black Spire 2 reporting for duty. And they're just like running through the trees, leaping from branch to branch, trunk to trunk.
Can you and your unit help us?
What is it you require of us?
We need to get to the grove of knowledge trees in the middle of the great forest.
They all slam to a halt.
Whoa!
Whoa, thing flies off.
Yeah.
Sir, no one goes to the center of the forest, sir.
Why not?
There is a corruption at the heart of the wood. No one would dare enter.
We seek to cure this corruption, or at least to understand it.
Somebody's going to have to convince them, offer them something, knowledge, encouragement.
Can we spout lore about the corruption?
Yeah, go ahead and roll 2d6 plus intelligence.
Okay, spout lore. Great. I got 8.
8. Okay.
I mean, this sounds, maybe it's a little convenient, but I like that the flying squirrels were like guardians of the old knowledge area or something. Maybe they had some other sort of function.
I mean, it could definitely be that that's just where they're from originally in the forest, because like it is a vast place with different environments. So it could be like the original populations of tree gliders were found in the heart of the forest.
Oh, yeah, because you said that they were intelligent animals.
Yeah.
So it could be that they like
nested in the trees.
Ooh.
Yeah, like kind of were around them and
like-
like it by osmosis.
Yeah.
What's that the squirrel in Norse mythology who lives in the tree of life?
Ratatat.
Ratatat?
I think.
Ratastakar or something like that?
Oh, maybe Ratatat is a
You want-
Pokemon?
Rattata
Yeah.
is a Pokemon.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Let me look it
And
up.
a band.
I don't know how to pronounce it because it's a Norse word, but you know, basically like he's a squirrel that lives in the tree of life in Yggdrasil, and he is powerful because he's like the keeper of the tree. But I do like the idea that, yeah, the tree gliders became very intelligent over time because they used to live in the knowledge tree.
Yeah, that's cool.
And then the elves, in their hubris, took them from that place
Mhm.
Yeah.
and bent them to their own uses. So I think what we learn is what we just said. They originated in the region where the heart tree of the forest is, and were known for not necessarily tending to, but by living their lives, kind
Mhm.
of maintaining the environment around and in the knowledge trees.
They are keystone species.
Yeah, exactly. They eat
Great.
they eat pests, they clear brush when they make their nests, that kind of stuff.
Oh.
And because the elves, being in their minds, at least over the last couple generations, masters of the forest as opposed to those that live within it, they took those seed populations and moved them around the forest,
Mm-hmm.
altering their environments irrevocably.
Yeah. We want to, help you get back home.
It is quite a journey.
Okay.
Is this one you are willing to undertake? When you are ready to undertake, it will take several days for us to reach this place, and that is if we are unaccosted. There are many dangers between here and there. Not to mention the hated elves.
Oh, you guys flipped really fast.
Yeah, I mean, it's good to have a goal.
Yeah, I mean, we're on board. We
on
need
board?
to go there.
Mhm.
Billy, how you feeling?
I'm feeling a little car sick, but I will be fine. Because I will use my car sick glasses.
Very well, sir. Then to the center of the forest we shall go. And perilous journey, I guess.
I think so. Yeah, that makes
Okay.
sense.
Yeah.
All right, back to it. We're doing the perilous journey from the perilous wilds.
This is at night.
I'd say it's coming up on early morning.
Ooh.
During this perilous wild or this perilous journey, you will probably enter daytime.
Do they know their way, or do I need to scout using my night moves?
Oh, I think because of night moves, yeah, you could do some. That would probably be more of a pathfinding. Who's doing scout?
I could with my binocs.
Yep, that's true. So that's 2d6 plus wisdom. And navigate is 2d6 plus
8.
intelligence. 8 and...
Plus intelligence, I got 7 then.
Okay, great. So on a 7 to 9 with scout ahead, you choose one from the list below. You get the drop on whatever lies ahead. You discern a beneficial aspect of the terrain. You make a discovery or note a sign of a danger.
I think the first one?
Get the drop on whatever lies ahead.
Yeah.
I think so.
Cool.
Yeah. Okay. And on a 7 to 9 on navigate, choose one from the list below. You happen upon a capital D discovery missed by the scout. The going is slow, or you wander off course, or you encounter a danger. Whether or not you're surprised depends on whether the scout has the drop.
Discovery?
Okay. So yeah, you travel for a while through the trees on the backs of the tree gliders. Clarence seems so excited.
Are we kidnapping this kid?
No one said anything to him, so he's like, oh man, my mom and my dad are gonna be so impressed by all this cool stuff that I've done. I'm running around with my friends and we're fucking rebelling, and it's so cool. Now I'm on a journey.
When he's saying all this, Ving coaxes in a mourning dove, and he's like, "Can you go tell this kid's parents that he's with us? So we just don't want him to worry."
Oh yeah, no problem. What are you guys doing out here?
I don't know, just keeping it cool.
Cool.
I like your feathers.
Hey, thanks. I like your feathers too. I
Thank
like
you.
Your head feathers.
What?
Your long these things.
Okay.
And the mourning dove kind of goes and like flaps at the side of your head.
He does. He flaps. Oh yeah, I forgot the dove move.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Thank you.
there's nothing else. I guess I'll go.
Oh, do you want something or
I mean,
some grains?
if you got grains, that's
No.
fine. No. Okay. Well, whatever.
Ving looks over to Billy. Can I discern reality to see if there's any leftover granola on Billy?
You don't have to discern realities to look at your child.
To see if there's granola in his fold.
Oh, he's getting all protective. That's why.
Okay. You really want to roll a roll?
Oh no, yeah, I don't
No, roll it.
That'd be
2d6 plus
fun.
wisdom. Well. Here we are.
Plus what?
Wisdom.
Plus wisdom.
Great. I got 6.
So Billy fights it really hard. He's like,
So you're not aiding?
I'll help.
So roll to see how powerful you are.
I will help.
Actually, there is a hinder. Billy could hinder.
Yeah.
And
That's-
you could give him a
I've
-1.
never done that.
Yeah.
And
let
I'll
me-
try and
fun.
help, and I'll try and do a +1.
This is so
let
fun.
me pull up the move real
Billy, I
quick.
just want to see how much granola's in your folds.
No, I know that look in your eye.
What?
Whenever you ask that question, I always end up with less granola than what I had.
Just a little bit. Look at this little dove. Don't you know? He wants a little bit.
I don't know how long we're going to be in the air for, and what if I don't find another granola for a long time?
I
Yeah,
know
but-
you have. He's a little afraid of missing out.
Billy, Ving's trying to fuck this dove, okay?
2d6 plus aid, or 2d6 plus bond to aid.
That was the vibe, okay?
Yeah.
7.
Okay, so that makes it a 7. 2d6 plus bond to interfere.
Okay.
Damn it! It's back to
And-
6.
No, it's a 5.
It removes 2.
You give a -2 or a
Whoa.
+1.
Oh.
Yeah. So you're trying to get granola off Billy, and he's just kicking like a cat.
Yeah, he's kicking like a cat. He's wrapping Clarence's like skin folds around him like a little blanket.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Okay. Never mind.
Have it.
You know what?
Can't.
You know what? I don't even want it anymore.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go. Flies off into the sky.
Wait, is he going to deliver that message?
I don't know.
I probably would have with some granola.
We'll see, I guess.
Can I retroactively give him granola?
No, it's too late. I don't even want it anymore.
It has almonds in it
Ugh.
and dried cherries.
Oh.
You should waste one of your fairy childs ingratiating
Oh
yourself
my
to
god!
this.
Actually, I haven't rolled yet, and the sun is coming up.
Yeah, the sun is coming up. And the squirrels are taking a break. They've been running for a while, so they're slowing down.
Yeah, they're eating mosquitoes
Yeah.
or whatever. 9.
Which means you get 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's plenty. Not enough to spend 1 on convincing a bird to eat
I'm
granola.
gonna waste a fairy child.
All right. Okay, perfect.
Charm the dove.
Yeah, great. And it comes back. Oh, so yeah, maybe you say M&Ms?
Yeah, so I lay out my granola on the back of Clarence. I'm like, so you can choose the M&Ms or you can have some dried cherries. Sometimes I like to open up the cherry and put an M&M inside, and then it's like a fun snack.
Oh my god, you're like maybe the smartest person I've ever met.
Thanks.
Back.
Clarence,
Oh, I got a little bug in there too. There's a bug in here.
So will you go talk to Clarence's parents and tell him where he is?
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, no problem.
Thank you.
Okay, bye.
I scoop up the rest of my granola back into my pouch.
Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome. I just wanted to do it myself. I didn't want you to take my granola.
Fair.
I wanted to do it.
I should have just asked you. You're right.
and Tuck and Finger are like, well, it was very nice of you to share. We're going to put a marble in the marble jar. And when it gets up to this line, we're going to go back to the Husky for all you can eat breakfast.
Oh boy. Can I see the marble jar?
It's all day breakfast, Tuck. All day breakfast. Don't get. Yeah, here it is. It's so long and skinny.
And I'm like, I have so many marbles left to do.
It's okay. All the more good deeds that you can have done to creatures in the world in a day.
Oh, that's so cute. Billy's got like a goal. He's like, I have to do good things so I can go back to the breakfast place.
Yeah, once we fill this thing up, we'll go to the breakfast place.
But as you're like all kind of relaxing, the sun is risen through the canopy, though very thick in most places. Actually, Ving, I think the canopy is thinner than you remember it being. Like it feels like there's just a lushness that is missing from the forest these days. So the beams of light are coursing down through the trees, heralding the start of a new day. Billy, your body is filled with the tingling energies of the fairy realm. And Black Spire 2 goes, all right, ready to move out?
Yeah, totally.
Okay, mount up.
All right. I climb onto his back.
Forest. Oh! And they take off. I think we're at a point in the forest maybe where we're starting to pass into a different biome.
Oh, cool.
Like we're leaving the boreal reach and entering a new area of the forest. What is this new area, do we think?
I was thinking something like almost like a swampy area, like a lowland area.
That is very cool. I like that. I like the swampy,
boggy.
Yeah, maybe more like mangrove trees.
What's a mangrove tree?
Mangrove tree is like a swamp tree.
Tree that can grow in water.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
cool.
Lots of them grow in seawater.
Yeah. You see them a lot in like lining tropical islands and stuff like that.
Is that the forest of like those dead trees from like that earthquake that happened? Remember they're like...
No. That was an earthquake where the water just came in so far.
Oh,
There was a
okay.
big tsunami.
Oh, like the drowned forest?
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty cool too.
That's a cool
but those
name.
were like, I think those were like pines and stuff.
Yeah, totally.
Is this area of the forest called the drowned forest?
Oh, I liked it. It's a drowned forest that somebody was trying to get water out and they hit an aquifer and it flushed up and killed this part of the forest.
Oh, so these trees are
Spooky.
dead.
It's dead.
Okay. Yeah. About midway through the day, you begin noticing the plants and trees around you shifting form and type. And Ving, you remember this being a very rich, lively area of the forest? Like a lot of people used to live here.
It was like open glades and groves,
Yeah.
open areas.
And you notice that the trees around here become withered and pale. Their leaves having fallen long ago. And you notice far down water. And
It stinks too.
yeah, it's got like a real boggy, sulfurous, decaying kind
Stagnant.
of stench. Yeah.
Gross.
And all of the tree gliders stop for a second because you reach like a barrier basically where the trees end and there's just like water separating you and the next stretch.
What is this part of the forest? I don't recognize it.
You wouldn't, sir. This is a relatively new development in the forest. This is a sick place. We can carry on, but we just want to make sure that you understand the dangers that you may face in this area of the wood.
Spout lore on what happened here?
Yeah, totally.
I want to know what happened. Oh, okay. Plus wisdom, 11.
So yeah, this is more like what you knew this place to be. What was it called before the drowned forest?
The Everglades.
We've got the the Florida Everglades.
Oh, yeah. Is it cold here still?
Yeah, I think everything's cold up here.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's wet, but it wasn't always this wet.
Alder Camp.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this used to be a place that you went to a couple times with your dad when you were younger, called the Alder Camp.
Yeah, it's like a base camp for the Rangers.
Oh, cool. It used to be like a base camp, a training ground for Rangers.
They had like more permanent wall tents and stuff set up here or whatever seasonal tentage.
Yeah, totally. I like that.
Cool.
Ving, you're like sniffing around and looking at the water, and you would have to guess that like this came from below somehow.
Yeah.
So something happened, either a fissure or an earthquake that brought this like ancient underground water up to flood this place.
Classic. The hands of elves have ruined the land again.
Yeah.
Dug too deep and got too greedy.
Mm-hmm.
Just definitely wasn't us, right? From all the Perel stuff
once.
we did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, thankfully, of all the things that you've done, this probably wasn't one of them.
And Tuck's like, it's nice to see something that's not my fault. It's nice to see a disaster that wasn't caused by me.
Yeah, so Blackspire 2 says, when the water came up, they say things came with it. Things exist just below the surface that are dangerous.
Bog imps?
What is that?
I don't know. They're in Magic the Gathering.
Is it like imps, like sprites kind of?
Yeah, they're like
thing?
distorted underground fairies.
Ooh, that's cool.
I guess because our imps would be weird fairies, wouldn't they?
Oh, I was thinking about, because you know how like we've talked about how fairies kind of bind them, like if they want to stick around, they connect themselves to like a cat or like a boot or whatever.
Or a little boy.
Or a little boy. I was thinking maybe it's too spooky, but I was thinking like ones that connect themselves to like dead things.
Ghosts.
I was going to say ghosts.
Or dead actual
like dead animals. Like I imagine like a fairy that's like taken the body of a dead animal and like kind of made it into its own body.
That's creepy. Or cool. If a fairy gets tethered to its mortal coil and that thing dies and it refuses to let it go.
Right.
And it becomes this twisted hanging on.
Yeah. So yeah, maybe that's what happened. Like when this place flooded, the animals that lived here and the fairies that were connected to them couldn't survive anymore.
I like that it's to become the drowned forest.
Right.
That would actually be cool because like we know that the water under this area is like so powerful. So that would be pretty sick if it were like the fairies in the zone and then they drown in that flood.
So was it one fairy or a bunch of fairies that got into all of the animals?
Could have been a few,
Yeah, I imagine it being like a bunch, yeah.
Maybe they were like golemizing in this weird underground aquifer. They were feeding off this crazy energy water that now has been spilled out into the world.
Yeah, like the water affected the fairies. So this isn't something that fairies would normally do.
No. So that's why this swamp is so like dangerous.
Yeah.
Yeah, like when Billy when we were in the cave with Perel going down, then he was like, no, I will sacrifice myself, or that water was really potent.
Yeah.
But this seems like almost corrupt where that water is like pure life energy. Like this water is almost corrupted.
It could be the same, but it could just be length of time you're spending in there.
That's
That's what I'm
ancient,
thinking.
stagnant.
Yeah.
To the point of it turning rotten.
Yeah. Like these fairies can leave it. Maybe because they're just so like entranced by it, so they don't leave. And
it changes though.
Yeah, it changes them.
Yeah.
Whoa.
That means they've been there for a long time.
Ever. Yeah.
So did you guys, when I was gone, did you guys talk about what caused the water to come up?
Just that it it must have come, like it might have been a fissure, it might have been people digging, it could have been anything.
Can
Maybe been someone
even
ice
just
fishing.
Going for a well.
someone ice fishing?
Just thinking like some rangers like, fuck yeah.
Just in a
Just
little
a
hut?
simple hole here.
Fuck, this is so sick.
You get so many fucking trouts.
Guys, I fucking love you. I love hanging out with you and just fucking fishing.
Yeah, and then
no.
Can I use Bardic Lore, Histories of the Grand World, to figure out if I know what happened
The
here?
Drowned Forest is definitely an album.
Yeah.
Yes, so yeah.
Yeah,
I
Bloodfeet
guess so.
made an album that was called The Drowned Forest.
Bloodfeed is teaching us everything.
Yeah.
I know, it's almost like Bloodfeet knows too much. Like we're using them too much.
Well,
It's probably why they don't play live shows anymore, because it's just suspicious.
They're like, why does Bloodfeet know everything? This
Well,
doesn't
there are a
make
bunch
any
of
sense.
young librarians, and now they just
Oh,
went back to
yeah.
the library.
oh, that is actually really funny. If it's a
I like
bunch
that.
of fucking nerds.
Yeah.
I fucking love that.
Yeah, that's really good.
Fucking makes sense too, because it's like you're from McCall, which is like land of giants. So it would be such a metal place.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The North is always in metal bands.
Especially
Yeah.
with Bar. Bar like influences the culture so much.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And it would be really funny if that was like the librarians like did this like experiment where they were like, okay, so the world's fucked and nobody knows anything anymore. And there's a bunch of idiots out there that love listening to music. So what you guys are going to do, and there's like just 4 nerds sitting in a room.
Okay. Sesame
It's like,
Street of metal.
yeah, you guys are going to go out there and start a metal band and try and put as much information as possible into the music.
What should we call it? Reading's fun. Shut up. That's a terrible name.
Yeah, it's got to be something cool like fucking blood. Come on,
And
help me
then
out,
some
guys.
pervert is like feet.
One of them is a perf. One of them is a total perf.
Yeah.
I'm going to vote the drummer or the bass player.
Yeah, his drum set is on a roller coaster whenever they perform live.
It's really awful because it's hard to keep track of.
Well, yeah, he worked in those mine carts in the library.
Right.
Okay, so that is what we know about this area of the Drowned Forest.
Wait, I didn't get to Bardic Lore on it.
Oh, right. So what's your question?
What caused the water to come out?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, weird. I had a brain cartoon, you know,
Oh.
Yeah.
of them. They're at camp, so they drilled a well to have water. Oh, it looks like there's a bit of an aquifer down here. There's drinking water, blah blah. But a couple people start getting a little squirrely, like ravenous, kind of like because it's tainting the water. The water.
That's smart. Oh, and then
Yeah,
that's
like
why
drill
the
it in.
camp is gone.
Yeah, they drilled it in. So some of the people, they could be dead elves. They could be dark dead elves.
I think that would be really cool.
Mhm.
So that's like, that's what brought the water up was this like mad thirst.
Oh, so they kept digging for it.
Like,
Maybe the ones that
hitting.
stayed behind.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. It was like a thing where they were like, the water that's coming out is not enough. We need to dig more. We
They
need to
were-
flood the
I love
forest.
that. They couldn't satiate their thirst. from the
Yeah.
water.
Yeah, Tuck, that is what you recall. You recall a song by Bloodfeet called The Thirstening.
Oh, sick.
Cool.
So sick.
The Thirstening.
I was originally just going to call it The Thirst, but I thought The Thirstening was
The
funnier.
Thirstening is
Thirstening
really
is fully something that Tuck thought about getting a tattoo of.
In like big type.
Yeah,
Across
across his knuckles.
Oh, the Thirstening.
And he just couldn't make the number of letters work.
Doesn't make any sense. It's weird because much like all of their songs, it's not super specific historical accounts, but it's like, in the land of the elves, people were getting thirsty. So they dug and the water made them sick, but the sickness made them thirsty.
Now the water's drinking them. Now the water's drinking
Yeah.
them.
And the thirstening has come to the forest of the elves. And
This is Tuck. He's got a bottle open and he's playing it for Billy and Vig.
We're all doing like little headbangs, like, yeah.
It's fucking kicks.
And Tuck's like, so that's what happened here.
Is that 3 kick drums?
I know, and it's on a roller coaster.
Sir, if I may say, sir,
Yes.
permission to speak freely.
Speak as you were.
That song rips ass, sir.
This is why you're Black Spire too.
He's like, they're big, but I can't overstate how much he is like a cute sugar glider. Like he's got big eyes and a fluffy face.
So small nose.
Yeah.
Tiny little pink nose.
Perfect eyelashes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
As I'm playing the song, he's like bobbing up and down on the branch that he's on, so it's like bouncing up and down, and then all the other ones are
They start moshing. Start taking big
my
steps.
God.
Like, oh my God, they're going to mosh.
The branches are shaking.
I know, yeah.
The trees just bowing under the force of their mosh. Yeah, sir. Within that forest lies creatures beyond explanation. But we are willing to take you into those woods if it means completing our goal.
Sir, yes, sir.
Yes, sir. And Tuck salutes too.
Yeah.
Aye, aye.
Sir, salute. Sir, step.
They back up and they take a running leap
Woohoo.
and they poof over this big wide expanse of water that looks like maybe this was, if not close to where the original fissures were created, like something about the environment created like coursing rivers through certain
it's like
parts of the woods.
Like
Whoa.
a Pocahontas River.
Yeah,
Kinda.
exactly. Yeah,
Yep.
just around the river bend.
Oh.
Yeah. And the Black Spire 2, Clarence and the others land on the other side, their skin folding back into their bodies.
Mhm.
And they continue on through the forest, but with more caution because the trees here are weaker and less vital. And the day is going to pass for a while. If there's anything you guys want to do on the ride.
Oh, we're still going. We're going above the drowned forest.
Yeah, you're above the water line, but
Yeah.
you're beneath the canopy.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Should we look for like a cache? Yeah, or shacks
Ooh,
of
smart.
stuff?
We
Yeah.
want to go and look for Elven Ranger haunted treasure.
I figured you guys
We
did.
want to loot a graveyard. Classic
We
us.
love looting graveyards.
Preferably with the permission of the loved one buried within.
Who's rolling what?
I think it's a discern realities, right?
It would be a
Yeah.
discern reality.
Discern
but you're
realities.
all rolling dice.
I know because
I think it's we all want to find stuff.
We all want to loot.
So who wants to do it?
I'll discern the realities.
All right.
I got 12.
Holy
Okay.
shit. I'm
Cool.
so glad I didn't do it.
Nice.
Discern.
All right. Discern the realities.
What should I be on the lookout for? I'm going to go ahead and assume it's zombie monsters.
What should you be on the lookout for?
Can I suggest something?
Yes,
Yeah.
please.
I think that the imps are like, unless something is like activating, like bothers them or alerts them,
Mhm.
they float dead in the water.
Oh.
So it's just
Cool.
like floating bodies, and like they are still decaying.
That's spooky.
I like that a lot. And what I was thinking, like, in the same way of, like, what was her name that you don't go near the well in McCall?
Omashusha?
Omashusha, that this is like, that in places where you don't go in the woods because the wild woman will get you.
Yeah.
So this is the same thing to keep kids inside, but it's an actual thing, the night imps.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
there's imps, and so he grew up with the story of like, you don't wander, and that's also to keep kids and people away from dead animals
Uh-huh.
to help ward off diseases and pestilence. But
That's
also,
very cool.
there is some magic or some fairy spirit animation there.
Yeah, there is a real danger. It's a combo of like stay away from dead things because they're pestilent, but also stay away from dead things because they might still be alive.
Yeah, and that Game of Thronesy kind of way of like, oh, it's just these are old ladies' bedtime stories.
Yeah.
Help children fall asleep.
When it's really cold, like if the bodies are in the water, which of course they are, you're
Mhm.
safe to pass because they're frozen in there.
Yeah.
But if it's like slightly warmer like it is now and the ice is kind of like, I see it like the ice is like patchy.
Yeah.
Oh,
With,
yeah.
like broken antlers
Yeah.
sticking out of it.
Totally.
Oh,
A
yeah.
hoof or something like half frozen dead animals in it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
The reason the rest of the forest is safe is because the imps don't leave the water
Oh, yeah.
because there's like the fairies or whatever that inhabit them.
Mhm.
They're like addicted to it. They
yeah.
wouldn't leave. And
Yeah.
if for some reason you took like one of these like bodies that inhabited away, it would just be a body.
Yeah.
Right. It would lose the life-giving ability or like half life-giving ability.
I pictured the imps, like before you were saying that
Yeah.
too, that in that Narcissus
Yes.
story of looking, they're caught up. So it's these imps and they're old fairies who are obsessed with their own reflection and got drawn into the water sort of thing. And like
so cool.
in the bogs of Lord of the Rings too.
Yeah.
Because fairies are already obsessed with individuality.
Yes,
that's
they're
what
so
makes
obsessed with
them
themselves.
what they are. Yeah, so
Yeah.
these ones are even more so. They're like narcissists in like I have to look at myself all the time.
That's so cool.
But they're doing it from the bottom of the water, like just staring at the
Yeah.
reflection on the
Like
surface.
a two-way mirror.
Yeah, because they're fairies, so things are reversed, kind of.
Ooh,
But there's also probably an agonizing quality to it because they're like, I'm this dead thing.
Mhm.
yeah,
where-
they're only going to look worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're obsessed with how horrible they look.
So that's probably why they're like out of their minds, like dangerous because they just watch themselves decay for like generations.
Yeah.
Cool. So as you're riding through the trees, you are thinking about the lyrics where they talk about the imps and you're like, imps? Oh, fuck, no. And you see not like a ton, but every once in a while you'll see a dead animal kind of floating in the water or frozen in the ice and you're like, oh God.
Stay away from those.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, stay away from the dead animal.
I wasn't really like trying to get there.
Yeah.
I wasn't terribly keen to go approach it.
Sounded
Billy,
like Tug
do
was-
not approach.
Sounded like Tuck was reading a magazine. Stay away from those. Oh, yeah?
Tuck and Billy were playing Cat's Cradle.
Yeah. I still am not very good at it.
You're getting better, though.
Getting better.
Yeah.
He keeps making it into an actual cat.
Yeah.
I can't get my fingers in when it's a cat.
And then, yeah, Vega's just like, stay away from those.
Sorry, guys. Sorry, I'm a little jumpy right now. Oh, I'm a little. Now you got my kid brain on.
But yeah, that's something to keep an eye out for is any dead thing in here could be an imp.
Okay. What's useful or valuable to me?
So you remember where the camp that your father took you to was? And though the forest has changed quite a lot, you can look around and see like, oh, there's a hill over here or like a mountain peak this way. So you're able to, in your mind, you know that you're on the right track. And if you were to turn a bit more to the west, that you would find
Okay.
Alder Camp.
Who's really in control here?
So knowing that you know about imps, you know about the corrupting influence of like fairies in some parts of this wood,
Mm-hmm.
you know that it's not the water. Like you're like, yeah, the water seems to have been like a huge issue in destroying this part of the forest. But like, much like you felt at the knowledge tree, sort of the creeping sickness in the roots and in the branches, it's just the forest. Like the forest itself on a grand scale is being turned, poisoned, twisted.
Cool.
But yeah, so now you know the direction of Alder Camp. If that's a place you want to go poke around in, something that you could do.
Do you guys want to go for a poke?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You give Blackspire 2, who is definitely the leader of these tree gliders, including Clarence, who's kind of fallen in the back and is like, yeah, I'm having such a good time.
Love being part of a group.
Love doing stuff.
Him and Hank are hanging out.
Yeah,
The Mohawk one.
Yeah. And we look back and Clarence has got a little mohawk shaved in.
He's riding Hank. What? Like they're taking turns being like, woo, look at me, I'm a stupid elf.
And yeah, not that long later, under an hour later, you start seeing like structures, dilapidated though they are, in the trees. And you're like, we have arrived. Alder Camp.
Oh, is it like there's like structures built like halfway up trees and stuff?
Yeah.
Like
Okay,
little
cool.
houses?
They're off the ground for sure.
Sick.
Like the ranger camp is almost fully off the ground.
Hell yeah.
Once hidden among the boughs of these trees, now that they are dead and dying, they are almost fully visible. Like they're made of the same wood, so they blend in a little bit, but they are not obfuscated like they once were.
And then it's a frozen mass of.
Yeah, patchy like gaps in the ice show like stagnant gray water.
Ugh.
So you're on one of these structures, and they all look like wooden spheres made of like a tightly fitting wooden board of some kind that creates this circular structure, and they're all skirted around the middle by a wooden walkway.
Cool.
I like that they're giant burls.
Oh,
Yeah,
smart.
that's cool.
Yeah, they're
love
giant
that.
carved out burls.
What's
Yeah.
a burrow?
Like the
It's-
big knot in the tree that people carve bowls out of.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, but like real big ones.
Yeah, some of them are all bumpy and knotty on the outside.
Mhm.
That's cool. Yeah, they're not all perfectly smooth because they're
Yeah.
supposed to blend into the wood.
That's true.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah, I like
way
that.
cooler.
that
yeah.
is way cooler.
Yeah.
So you find these structures rotting, old,
Mm-hmm.
a far cry from what you remember as a young man.
Yeah.
How many like little houses or whatever are there?
I think this is one of many camps. Like the Rangers being out in the wild as they are, there's not like one central camp. So this
Okay.
is probably like 10 buildings of varying sizes.
Are they
Okay.
are they kind of like the tree orbs or something like that, where it's like
That's what I was imagining.
linked up?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, they're like
Cool.
orbs hanging from the tree.
But they were like, it was a weapons cache. Like it was like
yeah. I mean, all the Rangers camps will have
Some.
weapons, and some in the fleeing of this place probably left a bunch of stuff behind.
Hmm.
Yeah, I need a weapon. TLC is still back at the
Right, yeah.
at Vigil.
We cut back to Vigil, and TLC is like, the blade is on the ground and the handle's leaning up against the wall, and the three of them are just sitting on the blade, kind of like kicking their little feet.
Aw.
And Terry's holding his hands out, palms down, and Larry's holding them out, palms up, trying to slap his hands.
They're playing slapsies.
Yeah, and Chad is just like
doing chin-ups on the back.
Yeah, totally. He's just working out. Yeah.
And the axe is vibrating, and it sounds kind of like sabotage. They're just listening to music.
Listen to
I
the
like
Beastie Boys.
thinking of one of the Rangers.
Mhm.
He's kind of like hanging out with it and other
Yeah.
stuff.
Oh, I bet there's like, because the Rangers are like operatives, like special forces guys, I bet one from Nathaniel's Talon went in and is like, hello, I'm a bureaucrat in the palace. I'm just a normal guy, but he's like keeping an eye on all your stuff.
I think so.
Yeah.
It's the huge Jason Momoa one.
Yes.
It's Taurus, so like he doesn't speak, so anytime
Tiny
someone...
half moon glasses.
Yeah,
Yeah.
little
Oh,
glasses
cute.
Tiny
and a
thing.
vest and like a clipboard, and anytime someone comes in, he just pushes them out of the room.
Doing inventory.
Yeah. Just shakes the clipboard in their face.
Every once in a while, the axe will vibrate. And he'll be like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, just
Basically.
look
That thing
over.
where you like look at it.
Yeah.
And it stops.
And they'll like play tricks on him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, they're doing total fairy stuff.
Oh yeah, because usually they like have purpose because
Uh-huh.
Tuck is moving them around, but now they're kind of just left to their own devices.
Mhm.
And they're kind of destructive.
Oh yeah,
So they just like push a cup off a table, like creep around off the axe.
It's like a paper cup.
I know, yeah.
Toggle.
Spills a little bit of water, and they're like, "Fuck yeah, bro! Oh, fuck it up!"
That's kind of cool that they're like able to kind of leave their axe now
Yeah.
and do little thingies.
Mm-hmm.
As they become more and more individual, I think they become more their own fairies.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like 3 separate.
Little dudes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Taurus is probably like the worst undercover ranger.
He's huge.
Because he's huge, but he's also the best in that no one really wants to fuck with him. So
Yeah.
they're just like, oh God, just don't look at him.
Man, every once in a while, like an elf maiden will walk by and be like, holy shit.
Look at that guy. And he just silently stares at them and
They
then
have-
goes back to his job.
There's like a secretary. No, not a secretary. What do people do in the court?
An attendant, a lady in waiting,
A lady in waiting.
a peasant,
A handmaid?
a milkmaid.
A milkmaid.
She's milking the tree gliders.
A test of the Dubervilles.
Yeah, she's all those things.
Yeah.
She comes in with a lot of questions all the
Uh-huh.
time.
And he's the worst one to answer because he doesn't speak. So he just has to like point at stuff.
I imagine he writes.
He's the last thing he thinks of because
Yeah.
he's really slow when he writes. So
Aw.
he just has to take a long time.
There's like a long scene of this elf maiden teaching him how to read.
He can't, he doesn't speak. So he's just like, in his head, he's like, I totally know how to read. But she just seems to really be enjoying this process.
she's like, you're my beautiful brute, and I will teach you how to read.
It's just, God, people talk so much. And we cut back to Alder Camp. The tree gliders take up their positions in the trees. Black Spire 2 goes, spread out, man. Maintain the perimeter. And they,
Are we like landed on the cabin area?
yeah, I think they like Black Spire 2 and whoever else you're riding, Clarence, drop you off.
Can I roll a trap expert in case?
Absolutely,
smart.
you can.
Nice.
In case of anything. 9.
9.
Oh shit!
Would
Yeah,
anyone
I'll
like to
aid.
help me?
I will aid.
I was reading a magazine, so
Okay, here we go, Billy. I'm gonna help you do this.
Thank
How?
you.
How are you helping?
I'm like holding onto the tree and like leaning him around this like
Ah,
structure, like so he can look between the slats.
Mhm.
Smart.
11.
Okay, that makes it a 10. You get
Cool.
3
Nice.
hold from Trap Expert.
Is there a trap here? And if so, what activates it?
There is a trap here. Tuck like grabs you by your scruff and holds you out over the edge. It's daytime now, so like the bright light is filtering through the trees and reflecting off the ice. And you see kind of like, if you're on one of these like balls with the little walkway around them, you're kind of on one side. It's of like a circle of buildings.
Mhm.
And in the gap in between, the tree in the center has like a thawed out area of the ice around it. So there's like dark, gray, murky water.
Oh, yikes.
And you see just below the surface what looks like a fox's skull
Ooh.
with
Ugh.
like still like skin and flesh and hair clinging to it and like eyes in its skull.
Blech.
Oh, like a Terminator Fox's skull.
Yeah, kind of. You see its like withered claw reaching up just below the water. Like if it wasn't
little
for
ripples.
yeah, it's like brushing the underside of the water. It looks like it's like coveting something.
Yeah.
And you would guess that if you were to get its attention or break its concentration in some way, then it would attack.
So what does it do when activated?
It would attack,
Okay.
and that ruckus,
Yeah.
if there were any others in the area, you expect would wake them.
Okay. What else is hidden here? Treasure.
Sick, awesome treasure.
So many good weapons.
You're standing here, and yeah, you see all these orbs around, and you're like, I love finding stuff sense goes off, and you're
Mhm.
like, nope. Like looking at each orb, like, not that one, not that one. And then one is slightly larger than the others, and you're like, that one. And you see that all the like hatches on it, like the doors that are built into the circular orb nature of it, look like closed and sealed. And you're like, haha, fuck yeah.
All right.
Mm.
There's like sort of rickety bridges that connect the orbs.
Yeah.
Oh,
So we gotta be really quiet and
Mhm.
careful as we cross.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because remember, like anything falling onto the ice or into the water might wake the imp.
Okay, so Billy does what Joel does in The Last of Us, where he turns to everyone. He says, "Okay, from here on out, we are silent, not quiet, silent."
Yes, Billy.
Pretty cool. Pretty cool
I
line.
know.
And then Tuck silently takes a marble out of the jar because he's like, please and thank you is important.
Please and thank you. So Billy says, "Please and thank you," and then goes, "Shh."
And then Tuck puts the marble back into the jar.
Wow, what a motivating factor we found in season 10 of the show.
Until Billy, I don't know, stops loving breakfast, I guess.
I guess so, yeah.
The earth will burn before
Yeah.
Billy
Yeah.
stops loving
Yeah,
breakfast.
Yeah, so if you want to get across to that orb
Mhm.
shack, you got to be really careful.
I'll use light as a feather
Ooh.
to cross over to the orb shack.
Oh,
Okay.
sick.
When I run across the surface, cannot hold my weight. Roll plus dex. 11.
So you're able to get across like Legolas style. Like your steps are so sure and so light
Mhm.
that you barely, like they're like rope bridges almost, and you barely disturb them.
Great. I want to somehow sure them up so that they can come across.
Yeah, you could definitely try. Give me a defy danger intelligence.
Oh, fuck. 4.
Oh,
Oh, God.
Why did I do that? My dad's a carpenter. I'm a carpenter too.
So how do we think this happens?
I found a thick rope, a big thick rope to sure up the rope bridge.
Hmm.
And I was like, I'm going to throw it across. Catch it.
Okay.
Oh.
So he's like, and like really confidently swinging above his head, and he throws it, and it goes like less than halfway.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
The
a
rope was
heavy rope.
way too short, and it just whistles out of his hands. The end of it, I could have grabbed it. My reflexes are so fast.
So it's both too short and it falls short. So you just throw a rope into the
Yeah.
water.
Wow,
Basically, just
awesome.
throw a big rope into the water below us.
Great.
Damn it! I'm sorry.
We all watch as who can says as the wind blows.
Yeah, like this.
Who can say where the wind
And it's like,
blows?
splash.
Where the dice roll, where we become.
And you
That's
know, it's
great.
perfect. And you see right where the water splashes, the decayed fox face under the water like blinks Well, tries to blink because it has no eyelids.
Oh, Jesus.
And then it starts to like poke its snout through the water.
And maybe it looks like it's digging, you know, like when a thing is burrowing, but it's burrowing at underneath the surface.
Uh-huh.
Oh, God.
That's
It's
so
leaving
creepy.
like trails on the ice where it's like digging.
Oh,
of
like
it's
its
like
claws?
Yeah, it's like
Ew.
decaying claws.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I hate this so much.
And it starts to like, it pokes its head fully out of the water, and you see the like complete rot and decay of this thing's body, but also that it looks like the way its neck moves, it's more anthropomorphized than it should be. Like it's become humanoid in a way.
Oh,
Like
God.
a twisted humanoid version of a fox.
That's fucking gross.
That's so cool.
And it starts to like look around, but it seems currently still in a bit of a torpid state.
Okay.
So it's like looking, sniffing.
Can we hide?
You can try.
Or could I use fairy dust?
Oh, to put it back to sleep?
Yeah. Yeah, you could.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay.
8.
Okay. With the 7 to 9, you get to choose one of 3, which I think is you can do it from a distance
Do it to a bunch of people.
and it lasts for a long time. So I think the only one that really
I
applies,
have to do it from a distance because
Yeah.
I am not going near that thing.
Oh, yeah.
which means you've got a bit of a ticking clock situation. So what does it look like when Billy does this?
What?
Oh no! I just pictured like when a kid spits off a bridge and tries to spit onto a car.
That's exactly what I do. Yeah. There's no
Really
other
slowly
way.
hawking.
So and it's coming out like dribbles, like
Oh my God.
what?
So these dribbles arc off the bridge and land in the water and like,
Spread out.
yeah,
like
and the
ripples.
glitter like glitters into the water, and the imp seems to like relax, like and sink back beneath the surface and temporarily, unfortunately, out of sight.
Horrible.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
Oh no.
Should we try and just shuffle across this thing as quickly as
Yeah.
possible?
Do like crabs, like sideways.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, 2d6 plus dexterity, I guess.
Oh my
Fuck
god.
me. Ugh.
8.
8.
Okay. You're trying to sneak and like you realize that like the first board you step on like creaks and the next one like crumbles a little bit. So you're like, like you sneak really fast and it's just like creak, 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 creak.
Oh my god.
So it's quiet enough right now,
Uh-huh.
but only because Billy has like enchanted basically everything below the surface of this lake for now.
Okay.
So get a move on.
Yeah. Moving.
Yeah, we're just running now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of like I'm doing the thing where like I try and move in Billy's footsteps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you get to the other side. You pass a few orbs on your way. Some look like they were bunks, maybe smashed furniture and like rags of clothing. And you finally get to the other side, the orb that Billy was like, there's something in here.
Shit, yeah.
And the hatch is closed.
Can I use tricks of the trade for the door?
Yeah.
12.
12.
Fuck yeah.
So-
On a 10 plus, I do it no problem.
Perfect. So it is a lock. What kind of, like, it's not just going to be an apartment door lock. What does an elven lock look like?
Hmm.
Maybe it's like, because they work with like living wood so much, maybe it's like roots or tendrils that weave
Yeah.
together.
Intertwined.
Yeah. So how do you pick it?
I think it's similar to like the puzzle artichoke because you have to like unwind it like kind of like chronologically.
Yeah.
Oh.
You have to take out what was most recent in there and then
Yeah.
move back to the oldest.
Mm-hmm.
Really cool.
So is it an element of removing something from the lock? Like it's a little panel that how do you affect? There's
It's
no
like-
key.
It's like undoing like a knot,
Mm.
like a really big knot.
Yeah. And Billy really feels his way through this lock situation. And you expected it to be harder than it ended up being for you. Something is just like, oh, you know what? This makes way more sense than how people usually make locks. Like, look at this. This fits here and this moves that way. Beautiful. The only downside is that it doesn't have the same satisfying click as human-made locks.
Yeah, Billy goes, oh man.
Because the door just goes. It just opens a little bit.
Yeah, elven stuff sucks. It never smashes or clicks.
No, I love when it smashed.
I know. I can't. I tried to slam so many elven doors when we were escaping.
It's just like a two-way door.
It all fits in together so well.
I know. It's like their fucking language. It's all like L sounds. You slam a door and it just goes Lothlorien.
Exactly. Not like in McCall.
Yeah. McCall. Everything slams and shatters all the time. There's glass everywhere.
Our city was built on a shattering, motherfucker.
We built this city on broken glass.
Cool.
Perfect. And yeah, the door open and
Loving
and inside you see a bunch of fucking stuff.
Dibs.
It's
on all of it?
Just okay. No, okay.
I think how we'll do. Okay, so how I'm imagining it is because of course the inside is round. There's a floor so people can step on it.
Yeah.
But I imagine the containers instead of shelves are like scoop shaped like buckets kind of lining the walls.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so we're not going to do I would love to do the Omni loot table because I love the Omni loot table, but I don't think anything we find here would be like a magic item.
Can we all come up with our own?
Exactly.
Yes.
But it's going to be based on rolls. So let's say defy danger wisdom. And then if it's a 10 plus, you guys get to tell me what it is within reason. If it's a 7 to 9, you tell me what it is and I'll tell you why it kind of sucks.
Define reason.
I say yes or no.
Okay. Thank you.
If you're just like, I find a gun, I will say no.
I find a gun that has so many other guns attached to it and never-ending bullets.
I find a gun that shoots other guns.
And each of those guns shoots a bullet
I
that
imagine
shoots a gun.
it's got guns attached, so it like fans out.
Yeah, gun fan.
One gun to rule them all.
So everybody starts digging around.
Yeah.
All right.
So dumb.
Okay,
Aw,
well,
got a 7.
7. Okay.
4.
All right.
I got 6.
6.
Oh yeah, so I picked. Oh, I didn't even think about what I would find. If you guys have ideas.
Yeah. What are you looking for? I guess.
I was looking for like an axe or a weapon or something.
Oh yeah. I think if Tuck is like, I gotta find an axe. Oh my god, you're digging around looking for some sort of melee weapon.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, your hand reaches into one of the buckets and closes around the handle of a weapon.
Oh, sick.
And you pull it out and it's a tiny little knife.
Son of a fucking bitch.
But that's what you get.
Okay.
And
well,
it doesn't even look like it's a fighting knife. It looks like it was for like preparing food.
it's a little paring
A little
knife.
tiny paring knife.
And Tuck's like, well, you are going to replace the waning knife and my magic axe, he says to the knife.
You hear the knife go, oh, jeez.
Oh boy.
You got big shoes to fill, buddy. And then he goes to put it in his pocket. It drops to the ground.
Because he's wearing a loincloth. Yeah. He has no pockets. Okay. Who next was looking for things?
Ving wants to find, some sort of record of when the drowned forest first happened.
Yeah. And you find like a rolled up piece of bark, like the writing implements that you saw back in Vigil, and that you remember being a more common form of writing for elves, but it's encoded.
Oh.
So you can't read it at all.
Oh, what? I unfurl it. Can't read it at all.
Can't read it at all.
Damn it.
Yeah.
That's okay. Bring it with you. Maybe we can get someone to translate.
Oh, yeah. You got it.
Yeah. And then Billy is digging around.
Billy's basically looking for stuff that he just likes.
Uh-huh.
He finds something cool and like very sparkly.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like the shard of crystal or like glass.
Okay.
So he pulls on that and it's a big hooked sword.
Whoa.
Made of like black glass.
Like a scimitar?
Yeah.
Cool.
Interesting.
And it's huge.
Fuck
so
yeah.
Billy's like, he like pulls it out, almost like cuts his own head off.
Oh my god, shit. Be careful with that.
Look what I found.
Oh my god, stop swinging around.
King of the sword.
Oh my god. Duck and roll.
All right. And then Tuck is like, Billy, do you want to trade? Because I found this
Billy's size knife.
Yeah, and Tuck like pulls out this tiny knife, and it looks like he's holding a fucking toothpick. It's so small. And he's like, I found this super little knife. It's the littlest thing I've ever seen.
Billy's interest is piqued, but he's like, how is it cooler than this one, though? I don't know. Maybe add a couple marbles on top of it. And maybe I'll think about trading.
Fucking extorting him.
Tuck like pretends to be like, 2 marbles.
And Ving's like, 2 marbles, but that's worth a whole lot.
Yeah, and Tuck starts patting his pocket. He's like, I don't even know if I can scrounge up 2 marbles.
Well, then I guess I'm keeping the sword thing I found.
And Tuck's like, you drive a really hard bargain.
Look at this handle. It's so heavy and big.
Now Billy thinks he's in control of the negotiation.
But Billy is using wealth and taste.
Oh, yeah.
And
He is using wealth and taste.
We don't have to roll it. It's
I'm making
player,
a show of flashing around my most valuable possession. And Tuck will do anything they can to obtain this item.
So halfway through faking it, Tuck's like, okay, yeah, whatever. I'll fucking do anything, however many marbles.
I want 5 marbles.
And then Tuck drops
5 marbles.
Drops 5 marbles in the jug.
And I want the knife.
And you get the knife too.
Yes!
And Billy throws the sword at me.
Yeah.
Ving catches it because it's going blade first.
And Billy's like brandishing his new little tiny knife that fits pretty comfortably in his hand.
better.
He's like,
I'm comfortable with that.
"Hi-ya."
And I take the sword from Vig, and I'm also doing the same. Hi-ya! Ha-cha!
Okay, something to not to be the rain on the parade.
Okay.
Something to consider. Why was this thing in here? What the fuck is it?
Mm-hmm.
And also, it was a 7 to 9.
Oh, right.
Oh,
so something
fuck.
shitty about it.
So there is a downside.
Oh,
We just don't know what the downside is.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
So you guys are, doors open, kind of just like hanging out in this orb.
Knocking around on the floor, Ving's knocking.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We're
Yeah.
being pretty loud, I realize, like whooshing around our weapons.
yeah, doing like moves.
Yeah.
Like the door is so quiet, so we've been like slamming it, just trying to make any noise.
And
Uh-huh.
I'm making what do you call it?
Lightsaber noises.
Yeah, I am making lightsaber noises. I can't actually make lightsaber noises.
I saw your face go, oh, fuck. Now I have to make that.
Do it.
I love this.
That's such a funny thing to realize in the moment.
Embarrassing.
Boom.
Whoosh.
What does it sound like?
is the like turning off.
Wow.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
How do you guys do it?
I don't know.
We're boys. We can
Can
make
you
gun
do it
and
again?
lightsaber noises.
That's when they like
Okay,
hit.
you
They
don't
make
have to
like
show
They
off.
make like a
You
crack.
asked us to show up.
I'm
Please
sorry.
let us do
yeah,
it.
you're right. I'm sorry.
Please let us make these noises, please.
Wow, this is why we don't ask guys to do like sounds.
Man, the fact that you hang out with us is astounding.
This is great.
So cool.
This is great. I can't make my own sound effects.
My
so-
allegiance is to the Republic.
Okay.
To democracy. Great scene.
Also, my spell. I could only pick one of 3.
Right.
Oh.
It does not last very long. And out on the water, you hear ice begin to crack, water begin to be displaced, and you look out on the bridge and you see rotting bodies begin to climb through the ice.
Multiple?
Multiple.
A menagerie.
The bog imps have arrived. And that's where we're going to end it for this week. I'm your game master, Shawn O'Hara. Joining me as always, playing Tacoma Dome, the Barbarian, Abdul Aziz.
Hello. Fuck. What the fuck is wrong?
You did it completely flipped. Yeah. That's amazing. Playing Ving the Half-Elf Druid, Paul Oppers.
Goodbye. Was that hard?
And playing Fat Billy the Halfling Thief, Jessica Ty.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you to Aaron Reed for our intro and outro music. If you want to hear Aaron's truly excellent original music. Check him out at aaronreed.bandcamp.com, and also the truly excellent show music that he musics for the show. You can find it at soundcloud.com. Thank you to all of our Patreon supporters supporting us around the world, and in return, getting stuff like a bonus campaign set in the High Spear Mall, art, merchandise, gift boxes. At the higher levels, you get monthly games with myself and Abdul.
Theoretically.
Yeah. I'm assuming that has come out by this point.
I hope so.
And a whole whack more shit. So check that out at patreon.com/Spout Lore or spoutlore.com/money, please. And thank you, finally, and most of all, to you for listening. See you next time.
And so ends the tale of adventures three who tried the best they can. Though dumb and scared and lost they be, fun times abreast in revelry. And though our journey may be like a conclusion, we will not leave you without a resolution. Return next week to hear some more whilst you commute or do your chores. And for you, I'd gladly spout more.
The Fable and Folly Network, where fiction producers flourish.
Well, hello there. Dr. Charlie Tuckett here. Rumor was Spaceship Oz 9 was intended to take a bunch of rich folks to a new planet since, we pretty much used up the one we have now. But, since it's looking more and more likely the ship might be humanity's last stand, let's take a quick look around.
Are you telling me the 4 sacred tokens are all aboard the Oz 9?
Remind me again why we're doing this? Allegiances are too muddled on this ship.
MCCACEC is a normal institution of higher learning.
But if you pull back the outermost layers...
I'm from Minnesota, where we like our lives as neat and as open as the inside of a freshly caught and cleaned walleye.
Do you know, I am now the only assassin aboard the ship.
What are you doing, Elaine?
I want to know what side he's on when the ship hits the fan.
Are they the most ridiculous people I've ever met?
Fetch that annoying bunch of trespassers so we can bring Pluto to heel. The new order starts today. Well, however this all plays out, if you have a strong stomach and a high tolerance for stupid, you can follow the Oz 9's adventures just about anywhere you listen to podcasts. I got a trot, Space Monkeys. Stay safe out there.
Spout Lore is proudly a Spout Lore Studios production.
A podcast for best friends by best friends.